So I want to give my thoughts on this whole situation with SethTheProgrammer. And if you guys don't know what I'm talking about, then you must have been living under a rock for the last 2 or 3 days, because this shit has been everywhere. This shit has been all over YouTube. It's been all over social media. It's been pretty nuts, if I'm being completely honest. So I'll give you guys a quick recap so you guys know what's up, so you guys can follow along in case you don't know about it. But SethTheProgrammer is a really big YouTuber in the anime community, specifically in the power scaling community, where you take different anime characters and you compare them as far as, like, you know, could one beat the other, or, you know, like, could Goku beat somebody from Marvel or DC, you know, stuff like that, power scaling. SethTheProgrammer is a big YouTuber in that community. Now I have been subscribed to SethTheProgrammer for probably 2.5, 3 years, something like that. I've been subscribed to him for quite some time. And, you know, on various channels that I've had in the past, I've subscribed to him. He's one of the people that I have consistently stayed subscribed to. And recently there was some accusations that came out from a YouTuber named Clyde. And so to give a little more context to this, there's a bunch of different YouTubers in the power scaling community for anime. There's Swag Kage, there's Clyde, there's Six, there's Noodles. Let's see who else is involved in it. Chuck is in there. Just a whole bunch of different people. And I've been subscribed to all of these guys. Well, except for Noodles. I've been subscribed to all of these guys for quite some time. And, you know, they've collabed together. They've worked together. So, you know, I don't know who I subscribed to first. I think I probably subscribed to Swag Kage first. But then, like, once they all started working together and collaborating and stuff, you know, I just kind of starts to subscribe to all of them, you know, eventually. You know, one person introduces you to another. So I've been subscribed to all these guys for quite some time. And, you know, I've enjoyed their content. I think they make really good content. They're very knowledgeable when it comes to the series that they talk about, which is usually like Dragon Ball, Naruto, One Piece, sometimes Bleach, you know, stuff like that. A lot of shonen stuff. And, you know, I've been subscribed to all of these guys, and I like all of these guys. So to see this situation pop up is very disheartening. It's very shocking. And when I first heard about this, when all this started coming out, I was like, what the hell is going on? Why is everybody jumping on Seth? You know, what's happening? It was very surprising. It was very shocking. So I looked at what happened. I've been checking out the reason I didn't make this video earlier is because I wanted to get as much information as possible. I wanted to try and understand the situation. I wanted to listen to all the viewpoints, listen to every angle, try and understand what's up. And so, you know, after 2 or 3 days of listening to videos, I mean, I've listened. There was the whole Keemstar Debate. I listened to that. There was Clyde's video that he put out. I listened to that. There was, you know, different perspectives from different YouTubers like Geekdom, like Six, Swag. All these people, I listened to their perspective, and I listened to what Seth has had to say so far, which Seth says that he's going to be coming out with a separate video discussing this as well. But I listened to Seth's perspective, you know, what he's put out there on it, at least up to this point. And, you know, I think I've taken in enough information to where I can work through it. I have worked through it, and I'm ready to put out my thoughts and opinions on it. So, where do I begin? I think I'll start with the Clyde video. Clyde put out a video. It was like 3 hours long that talked about all the abuse that Seth put him through and stuff, and the harassment and everything. And, you know, it was pretty shocking to say the least. I'll leave a link to that video down in the description box below if you guys want to check it out, but it's pretty shocking to say the least. And then, you know, there was the Keemstar Debate. I'll leave a link to that as well, where you had all these guys coming on. You had Swag, you had Clyde, you had Six was on there, Noodles. Noodles was fucking annoying. I'm just gonna be real with you. Noodles was so fucking annoying in that Keemstar video. I couldn't stand it. Like, Noodles would not shut the fuck up and let somebody else talk. You know, they were trying to have a debate, they were trying to have a conversation, and Noodles would not shut the fuck up. Noodles was so fucking annoying. I mean, it was ridiculous. It was absolutely ridiculous. And then I'm not going to go all into it, but Noodles I found to be very fucking annoying in that Keemstar video. I'm going to be completely honest. The others, you know, I thought were better, but it was kind of a shit show, to be honest with you. It was pretty interesting. It was kind of a big shit show, like, no lie. I mean, people were talking over each other. Everybody was accusing everybody different stuff. Like, I forget who accused somebody of their girlfriend getting cucked by like a 15-year-old in a Walmart bathroom or something. Like, I was like, oh my God. And then, you know, I haven't watched a Keemstar video in so long, and I definitely don't plan to watch it again because this shit was ridiculous. And Keemstar was like overacting. I mean, obviously he's got a character to play and everything. You know, every YouTuber has a character that they play. You know, and like, it was just too much. It was overacting and everything, like the body language, the gestures. I was like, this is ridiculous. This is a fucking clown show. Are you kidding me? I mean, it was dumb. It was really, really dumb. It was really, 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 really dumb. Like, there was times that I just wanted to turn the video off and just move on but, you know, these are all people that I've followed for a long time, and so I wanted to hear what all they had to say. But yeah, Keemstar was pissing me off. Noodles was pissing me off. There was just some people I just wish they would have shut the fuck up and let the other guys talk, because I was more interested in what people like Swag and Six had to say. And I'll be completely honest with you. I think when it comes to having a balanced opinion on this, when it comes to having a balanced approach to this, when it comes to people actually using their fucking brain and stuff and actually not getting caught up in emotions, because emotions are one, you know, in a situation like this, you know, feelings, emotions, like, that's the worst thing you can rely on to make a proper judgment. I think Swag and I think Six, especially Six, have handled this the best and have had the best judgment on the whole situation. As far as like people involved in this, Geekdom 101 also put out a really good video where he put his thoughts out on this, and I thought he was very reasoned about it. I thought he was very wise about it. He didn't overreact. He didn't get emotional. You know, he wasn't caught up in his feelings. I thought that was a very good video that Geekdom put out. And my video is kind of going to be along the same lines as that, because I look at this situation and I think... Let me start off by saying this. What Seth did, a lot of the shit that Seth did was wrong. It was absolutely wrong. He fucked up, all right? And he fucked up big time, okay? What he did was wrong. Let me go ahead and say that. That being said, on the other hand, I think people have blown this entire situation out of proportion. I mean, people have made claims and accusations against SethTheProgrammer that, honest to God, I think are absolutely ridiculous when you look at the situation, the details of the situation within its proper context. People have blown this shit out of the water, and I think they've really exaggerated it. Partly they've exaggerated it and tried to ruin Seth's reputation for clout. I mean, obviously some people are trying to get clout here. Now, I'm not accusing Swag Kage of that. I'm not accusing Six of that. I'm not accusing Clyde of that. I'm not accusing any of the people actually involved in this of doing that. I'm not. I think they were right to go and point out some of the shit that Seth has done. But there has been some other people that are not involved in this situation that have just been bagging on Seth for clout. And they've been exaggerating what he did. They've been blowing it out of proportion. And I don't agree with it. I don't agree with it. What Seth did was wrong. It was wrong. He fucked up. But people have been taking it and they've been stretching it. Like this is Monkey D. Luffy and you're just stretching it. Majin Buu's stretching it. Like it's ridiculous. People have been blowing this out of proportion. So let's go through these accusations one by one. And I have to be careful with how I word some of this stuff because of YouTube's draconian archaic rules. But here we go. So let's get the big one out of the way first. So the big accusation that came out from all of this was, of course, this whole thing about, you know, the accusations of Seth being the P word, you know, dealing with minors. Let's put it like that. So that's kind of the big accusation that, you know, if you know it were true, would have legal ramifications, and would put Seth in that category of being irredeemable. But this, I think, is where the situation has been blown out of proportion the most. I really do. So I've looked into this situation. You know, people have been calling Seth the P word. People have been calling Seth a groomer. You know, they've been comparing him to some other people on YouTube that have been caught for this shit. And I think it's been blown out of proportion. So apparently there was this girl who was from Australia, apparently. And, you know, Seth was talking with her and Seth asked her for nudes. And this happened years ago. The girl was like 16. Seth was 21. You know, and I looked into this and I was like, okay, like, let's really think about this. Let's look at the law. Let's look at the legality of this. Because once you start getting into some of those age ranges, you know, of like young adult and teenagers, it's not black and white. It's a very gray area from a legal standpoint. Now, you guys can feel however you want about it. You can think it's weird. You can think it's creepy, whatever. I'm not going to tell you guys how to feel about it. You can feel any way that you want to about it. But at the end of the day, fuck your feelings. I mean, your feelings don't really matter. What matters is the facts, and what matters is what's legal. So, when I looked into this, you know, there's a thing called Romeo and Juliet laws, which is supposed to cover this gray area of teenagers and young adults. So what are Romeo and Juliet laws? Well, Romeo and Juliet laws are basically laws that deal with situations like, okay, let's say, for example, you have a guy that's 17 years old, all right, and he's got a girlfriend that's 15, all right? So they go to high school together. They're like high school sweethearts and everything. They've been dating, stuff like that, okay? Well, the guy turns 18, so now that he's 18, does that mean, you know, like, oh shit, I'm 18, I guess we got to stop dating? Like, that would be ridiculous. Like, they've been dating, you know, they're high school sweethearts. Like, you know, what the fuck? Like, no, it's not like, oh, as soon as you blow out your, you know, your candles on your 18th birthday, suddenly something happens that just magically makes you an adult. That's not how it works. So Romeo and Juliet laws are meant to apply to specific situations like that. And, you know, it basically covers, you know, allowing something like that to continue, because obviously they're not going to break up. They're in love. And it's not like we're talking about some 40-year-old dude and some 12-year-old girl, like some crazy thing like that, where it's like, ugh, disgusting, obviously wrong. And I think the max age range for this is like 5 years. So when we look at it, you know, at the time that this happened, apparently Seth was 21. The girl was 16. That's a 5-year age gap. It's covered by the Romeo and Juliet laws. So as far as like legally, Seth didn't do anything illegal. Just putting it out there. He didn't do anything illegal. According to the law, he's not the P word. All right. Now, you guys can find it weird. You can find it creepy. And even, me talking about it, I'm sitting here and I'm like, this is on the line. This is really going towards the edge of what's acceptable. I get it. But from a legal standpoint, he's not the P word. He didn't do anything wrong. So people going out and saying that, he's this, this criminal, this depraved P word, that's going too far, because it's just simply not the case. And you can argue, in the court of public opinion, dude, fuck the court of public opinion. All right. Let's talk about what's legal. Let's talk about facts. Let's not talk about fucking feelings. I don't give a shit about the court of public opinion. All right. The guy is not a P word. All right. And yes, it's walking a fine line, but legally he didn't do anything wrong. So people that are saying this stuff, shut the fuck up. All right. Because when you make an accusation like that about somebody, when you call them the P word, that's a big accusation, and you better have the receipts to back it up. And I've looked at this situation, I've examined this situation, I've looked at the law, and I'm telling you right now, I don't see the receipts to back up the claim. So shut the fuck up. Number 2, the girl's from Australia. 16 is the age of consent in Australia. So it wouldn't even fucking matter. It wouldn't even fucking matter. 16 is the age of consent in a lot of places. In the UK. In a lot of US states. All right? So this whole idea that, oh, she's a child. No, she's not. Shut the fuck up. All right? Age of consent, it is what it is. So that's one thing. Now, that being said, let's get into the other accusations, which I think hold a lot more weight, and Seth himself has even admitted to. And those accusations are the harassment, the bullying, the abuse, the verbal abuse, the financial abuse. That holds a lot more weight, and Seth has even admitted to all that. So, first of all, we'll stick on the topic of this girl. Her asking her for nudes and stuff. Apparently, there was this whole situation about making her a moderator in the Discord and everything. Could you look at that and say that Seth is guilty of sexual harassment? I think you could. I think you can make that argument, and I would probably agree with that argument that, yeah, it rises to the level of sexual harassment. Now, that is a big difference from saying that Seth is the P word, but it's still fucking bad. And Seth has even admitted to it. So there's that situation. Seth has admitted to it. Not going to defend him on that. I don't think you can. The other situation comes in with Clyde. Now, apparently, Clyde was financially dependent on Seth. Apparently, he had, he was relying on Seth to get him out of, this bad home situation and everything. And apparently, Seth used that against him and stuff. And there was a lot of abuse. And apparently, Clyde was suicidal from all of it. That's fucked up. And Seth has admitted to that he fucked up. The other situation is that, apparently he's been abusive to his fan base and stuff. I've seen that in his videos and everything. To be honest with you, I thought it was an act. I thought it was part of the character, because, Seth has a big ego. Seth has a huge ego. That's an understatement. But I'm going to let you guys in on a little secret here when it comes to YouTube and content creators. So here's a little secret that you guys need to know. Everybody on YouTube has a big ego. I mean, think about what you're doing on YouTube. You are putting out content. You are putting out videos because you think in your head, people want to hear what I have to say. To have that thought cross your mind and to focus in on that thought so much that you actually go out and create content, that you put time and effort and work into a YouTube channel, you have to have a certain level of ego to do that. So yes, is Seth egotistical? Yes, he is. But guess what? Everybody on YouTube is. Swag Kage, Six, Clyde, Noodles, all of them have big fucking egos. Chuck, all of them. Everyone who goes out and makes a YouTube channel has a big fucking ego. I have a big fucking ego. All right. That's it is what it is. All right. So yeah, Seth has an ego. Now, Seth's ego is also part of the character of Seth the Programmer that he put on YouTube. All right. Straight up. That was part of his ego, or that was part of his character, was his ego. And yeah, him insulting the fans and everything, I'll be honest with you, I thought it was fucking funny. All right? And apparently a lot of people did too, because my boy was rolling in super chats, okay? So apparently a lot of his fans did too. I never really had a problem with it. I wasn't really bothered by it. I thought it was funny. Now, apparently behind the scenes, like, this dude was doing a lot of shady stuff, all right? He was harassing people. It was pretty bad. Again, like, Clyde was almost driven to suicide with this whole situation. I'm not defending Seth on any of that shit. That was fucked up. That was wrong. He shouldn't have done it, and he deserves to be punished for it. Now, I think what people are saying right now about, oh, he needs to go to jail and shit, I think it's a step too far. I think people are crossing the lines. Ironically enough, you know, Seth crossed the line with the harassment. He crossed the line with the bullying. He went too far with the character. He went too far with the ego. All of that is true. But now you got all these people talking about what should happen to Seth. And these people, you know, ironically, they don't seem to realize they're going too far in the other direction. So, yeah, Seth needs to be punished for this. And like, the dude's lost a lot of subscribers, which means he's going to take a hit when it comes to money. Because this is his job. So I think he is being punished, and deservedly so, for a lot of this stuff. But again, I think some people are taking this shit too far. And I'm gonna say it right now, like, Seth, you know, whatever happens, man, it's not over. All right, it's not over. I gotta watch what I say because we're on YouTube. Don't delete yourself, man. All right. Don't do it. Okay. I know it's hard, but you've not done anything that you can't come back from. It's not going to be easy. You know, trying to get redemption is not going to be easy. It's going to be hard. But you can do it. Like, you haven't crossed a line that you can't come back from. And anyone saying that you have is full of shit. So, listen, man. You got a hard road to go, all right? But you can come back. You haven't... There's some people on YouTube that have done some really fucked up shit. I mean, way more than what Seth the Programmer has done. And, like, Seth isn't even close to that. So, listen to me, man. Fuck the court of public opinion. Fuck that, all right? You can come back. People love a redemption story, man. You can come back. Don't give up, all right? I don't know if Seth the Programmer will ever see this video. I don't know if he will ever... You know, he probably... I mean, the dude doesn't even know I exist, all right? So I don't even know who I'm talking to, but if somehow he does see this video, I want him to know that he can come back from this. And I don't want him to feel like he's irredeemable. I don't want him to feel like it's all over. Because, you know, I was watching that Keemstar video, and there was a point in that where Seth said something that really struck me, you know, talking about how, you know, he was on the verge of being homeless. He didn't really have a family. YouTube was all he had going for him. I can relate to that shit. All right, I can feel the struggle in this guy, and I think Seth talking about how hard his past was and everything. I suspect the ego is a way to mask a lot of unresolved pain and trauma. And, I think the harassment and stuff, I mean, a lot of times when it comes to bullies, a bully starts out by being bullied. When somebody's bullied, they become a bully. And I feel like that's a lot of what was going on with Seth. And it's going to be an unpopular opinion, but again, I don't give a damn. I don't give a damn about the court of public opinion. You guys feel however you want to feel about this. But I feel sorry for the guy. I honestly do. I'm not defending what he did. I feel sorry for Clyde. I feel sorry for Clyde as well. All right, so I don't know. It's a shitty situation. It's so fucked. It's so fucked. And there was some stuff coming out. There was some skeletons coming out of the closets of everybody there. None of these guys are clean. If you look into any of our closets, none of us are clean. All right, we've all done stuff we regret. We've all done some fucked up stuff. Now, Seth's stuff may have been pretty fucked up, but it's not irredeemably fucked up. It's not irredeemably bad. He can come back from this. And I want him to know that. If he ever sees this video, I want him to know that. All right? Because right now the entire internet is pounding on this guy. And, I just want him to know, like, there's some people out there that actually have looked at the situation, aren't going based on emotion, or just looking at the facts, looking at the evidence. And yeah, they're calling, I'm calling him out on his bullshit, but I'm also saying, like, dude, you're not a monster. Like, you're not irredeemably bad. And you can come back from this. So please, don't delete yourself, man. Don't go that far. Like, you ain't there yet, okay? And you don't have to go there. You don't have to get that bad. You can come back, get some therapy. Hell, I'm going to be honest with you. Everybody in that call needed therapy. Swag, Six, Clyde, Seth, all of them needed therapy. All right? So, get you some help, man. Apparently you've made a lot of money and stuff. And, like, that was the other thing. Like, there was this whole animation thing with Ichigo versus Naruto that apparently he took money from subscribers. He wasn't going to go through with the animation. There was talk about him giving the money back. I don't know, man. I honestly, the financial shit, I don't care. I just, when you look at everything else, like, I don't know, like, money just seems minor compared to everything else. And it's such an awful situation. But get some help, dude. Get some help, and you can come back. You can come back. You can fix this. I don't know if you can ever mend your relationship with Swag and Six and Clyde and the rest of the people in the power scaling community. I don't know if that can ever be mended, but you as a person, you can come back from this. You as a YouTuber, you can come back from this. And there'll be a lot of us here waiting for when you do come back, all right? I know this video is going to be unpopular, but I'm trying to look at it just from the entire situation. I'm not defending Seth on everything. Seth fucked up, but there are people that are blowing this out of proportion. There are people that are not looking at the facts. They're just going off of feelings. And I hate that. That is something I despise about modern society. Is this whole court of public opinion bullshit. Fuck the court of public opinion, all right? I want the facts. I don't give a damn about your feelings. I want the facts. I want the truth. And that's what I'm looking at. Now, look, there may be shit that comes out after this video. By the way, I am recording this video the night of February 3rd. It's probably going to go up the morning of February 4th. And after this video, some more shit may come out and I may change my opinion on stuff. But the way I see it, my final thoughts on this is that Seth fucked up. He did not do anything illegal, though. He is not a monster. He doesn't deserve to be in jail. He does deserve some sort of punishment. But I think he needs help, and I think he can come back. He's not irredeemable, but he did fuck up. And no one's clean. No one's clean. You can always dig up skeletons in anybody's past. But the thing that I want to leave off here is that, Seth, just don't hurt yourself. Please. Don't. All right? You got people that are still supporting you, and you got people that are being reasonable about this situation, that want you to get better. And again, I doubt he'll ever see this video, but I'm throwing it out there just in case. All right. That being said, Seth, I just hope you get better, and I hope you come back and know that you can, and know that it's not all over. All right. I wish the best for everybody in this situation. I wish the best to Seth. I wish the best to Swag. I wish the best to Six. I wish the best to even Noodles, even though I thought Noodles was fucking annoying in the Keemstar video. And I wish the best to Clyde and to Chuck and to everybody involved in this situation. To the girl that was involved in this, I wish the best to her. I wish the best to everybody in this situation, and it's fucked up that it's happened. All right, that being said, I'm going to leave it here. I'm signing off. This is Jessica James with a Z. Like, dislike, rant in the comments, whatever you guys are going to do. I don't expect this to be a very popular opinion, but I said what I wanted to say, and I said my piece. All right. That being said, I'm signing off.